I just want to speak briefly on an article that struck my attention. It's not a new article. This article has been around a while. I posted it on my WordPress page. I'm not going to read the article in its entirety. There's also a video link that's on this article that you can go check out for yourself. I was going to play it on YouTube, but I don't want to get flagged for copyright. But this is quite interesting because this plays into the whole of everything that's going on. And I've always said, I've even made videos in the past, that in many cases we're dealing with subhuman species. There's a race of beings that are in the process of taking over the earth. Now, this may sound crazy and insane to many, but just look around you. Look at the laws that they're passing. Look at the things that society now has turned their backs on. Things that were considered morally right is now morally wrong in this society. And there's countless number of articles on my WordPress that talk about children that's under attack, not only by men but also by the mothers themselves. And sex trafficking is now becoming a popular thing here in the United States. But what I want to talk about today is ecosexuals. Now, we've heard of homosexuals, transsexuals, all of these different type of sexuals that they have now that's out there. You have people that's into bestiality, you have people that's into incest, and it all plays into a whole. It's all a part of a whole. Yes, there's different groups out there. There's bits and pieces of different people identifying as things. Like, I've done a video in the past about this white chick that felt that she was a cat. And now if you look on social media, there are so many females and even males that have these emojis that make themselves look like animals. And what they fail to realize is that when you get used to seeing those visuals, it actually becomes the norm to you. You become so used to it that when someone does have sex with animals, it's not a major surprise or shock to you. Or when they have sex with children, it's not a major surprise to you because your mind is constantly being conditioned. And people that's not aware, people that's not spiritual, even those that think they are spiritual but are not spiritual, are not able to see the handwriting on the wall. Now, what is an ecosexual or ecosexual? Ecosexuals believe having sex with the earth could save it. Now, that makes no sense to me because you now want to play Captain Save our Earth. And now you think, for some strange reason or odd reason, you having sex with a tree will save that tree. But in reality, what's happening is these are people that are giving themselves, and they have already given themselves to demonic energy. This is no more than having sex with demons. It's like women that go to sleep and feel that they were raped or molested in their sleeps by a spirit. That's all we're really dealing with now. Now it says from skinny dippers to people who have actual intercourse with nature. Keep in mind, from skinny dippers to people who have actual intercourse with nature, ecosexuality is a growing movement taking a new approach to combating climate change. Now that makes no sense to me, because I don't see how you're actually combating climate change unless you think that your sex is so good that the climate is just gonna fall right in order. And see, this is the mindset of many of these females, the Me Too movement, the feminist movement. These women or females that try to justify or want so much power over themselves and their bodies that they want to take the lives of their unborn children, sacrificing to demons. These are the spirits, and this is the energy that we're dealing with today. Now, I'm not going to read the entirety of this article. I'm just going to read a portion of it. A portion that kind of like stood out to me. And as you can see some of these photos. Now, there's no human contact except for the fact that she's got her arms around this woman. But they put grass between their faces. Now, the part that I want to read, and before I read this, I want to read a scripture taken from Revelation, the 18th chapter, reading the 2nd verse. And it reads as follows. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Like I said, we're dealing with demonic energy. And for those of you who are wise, those that have an ear to hear, can just sit back and observe. Don't allow your energy, your mind, to partake in the demonic energy that's spreading across this country and across the globe. The hatred. And I could get into all of the programming names or words that's being used that we hear on a daily, like xenophobic. All of these words that you hear people using toward someone else, they got it from the system of demonic energy. But this paragraph says, Amanda Morgan, a faculty member at the UNLV School of Community Health Sciences, who is involved in the ecosexual movement, says that ecosexuality could be measured in a sense not unlike the Kinsey scale. On one end, it compasses people who try to use sustainable sex products and who enjoy skinny dipping and naked hiking. On the other are people who roll around in the dirt having an orgasm covered in potting soil, she said. These are people who F trees, who masturbate under a waterfall. Now, we all know that many females don't need to go to a waterfall to masturbate. They do that in the shower. Just like there's dudes that do that in the shower. And all this is sex magic. These females and these males are having sex with nature, or with demons, as they say. It's all a part of Wicca, that nature magic. And here we see some photos right here. I'm going to put the link to this article on the bottom and you can check it out for yourself. I don't want to prolong you. This right here is the link to that video, and you can check it out for yourself. It's quite demonic in my opinion. But the last part I want to read, where it says, which also caught my attention, was, let me go back up. It actually talked about Mother Earth. And it's interesting that right here it says, Sprinkle and Stevens talk openly about ecosexuality as a new form of sexual identity. In last year's San Francisco's Pride Parade, they led a contingent over 100 ecosexuals in a ribbon-cutting ceremony to officially add to E to the LGBTQI acronym. Stevens told Outside that they believe there are now at least 100,000 people around the world who openly identify as ecosexual. So this is a part of a whole agenda. All of this stuff that we hear in the media, all of these political attacks towards Trump supporters, conservatives, they're all against going back to the way things were in life. Now, there was a part that I wanted to read in here, and for some reason I can't seem to find it. Let me see. I'm gonna try one more time, and if I don't find it, I'm just gonna end it. Let's see. Let's be patient. It talks about Mother Nature, and you'll probably see it for yourself. And if you happen to read this article and you see it, to me, this is like, not only are you having sex with demons, but it's imaginary incest. You know, they're having imaginary incest when it comes to the males. And here it go right here. Not only are they having sex with imaginary incest when it comes to the males, but with the women or the females, it's a lesbian relationship with nature. Just because of how this article is written. According to Reed's research, the term ecosexual has existed since the early 2000s, when it started appearing as a self-description on online dating profiles. It wasn't until 2008 that it began its evolution towards a fully fledged social movement, when Sprinkle and Stevens began officiating ecosexual weddings. This is them actually getting married with nature. The two artists, and they refer to themselves as artists, the two artists had been active in the marriage equality movement. Excuse me. And they wanted to harness that energy for environmental causes. Stephen has said that their aim was to reconceptualize the way we look at the earth, from seeing the planet as a mother to seeing it as a lover. Now they not only see the earth as Mother Nature, but they're also looking at Mother Nature as a lover. And to me, this is a lesbian relationship with nature. And when it comes to dudes, it's imaginary incest that they're having with their moms, Mother Nature. So I'm gonna put the link on the bottom. I want you guys to check it out for yourself, but this is no more than than having sex with demons, man. This is all a part of what we talk about, or what we've always placed upon the elite or the Illuminati. Sex magic, you know, and aborting their children is all a part of sacrificing to demons. See, because a human being knows, I don't care what medical science call it, a fetus, whatever, they know that's a human being. So they call it other things to make you feel good, and so that you won't feel guilty about taking the life of an unborn child. So I'm gonna put the link on the bottom. Your feedback, tell me what you think. But this is no more than having sex with demonic energy. And the people that do these things, as time go on, watch how their behavior change, and watch how their behavior, their energy affect those around you and in this country. Babylon the Great has fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Until next time, I'm fearless.